Hey everybody. Today I went to the Super Saturday event in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Chris Estes was the speaker. And some of you might know that he is the number one earner in Zija in the United States, and David Moses is worldwide. Um, so I learned a lot of things today. I apologize. This video is going to be awkward. Making videos is not my thing. But I figured that I walked out of there feeling like I learned a lot. I wanted to have that excitement when I share it with you. And if I share this information 15 different times, I'm going to leave stuff out. I'm going to lose my excitement sharing the same story over and over again. So I figured that we would have this. We'll have it forever. We could share it with everybody on our team. So I'm probably not going to look at the camera because it's weird. So it's easier to look at the picture of myself. And I'm going to look at the notes. So first thing that he said to me that is just going to go in line with what you're getting ready to hear: winners make adjustments and losers make excuses. I feel like I've had some great success in the last 3 months, but I am doing nothing like what Chris Estes taught today. This is the third time at least that I've heard some of this information, but what I've heard in 10 or 15 minutes was broken down into hours today. So he teaches a very basic duplicatable system, and I kept hearing duplicatable over and over and over, but I didn't know where this system was. So today he told you what to say to someone, what they're going to say back to you, and then what you say to them, and how you do it. So if you've got a groove right now and that's working for you, I don't want to disrupt that. But there's going to be a time where what you're doing right now isn't going to work, so maybe you give this a try. It is going to feel awkward if it's not what you're used to, but if you're somebody that's struggling and having a really hard time, I think this is awesome. I think that it's almost going to seem like a lazy approach compared to what some of us are doing. I'm a talker. You're going to figure that out. This video is probably going to be ridiculously long. But I throw up on people. When someone wants to know what Zija is, I probably run them off in the first couple minutes because I'm giving them so much information. They might be thinking, I'm never going to know all that. And I've heard that when I've talked to some of you. Oh, one day I'll know all this. And if you just follow what he says, he knows what he's doing. He's the number one earner. So I definitely think it's worth a shot. It's probably going to be random. I took notes kind of all over the place, but I'd rather get it out to you random than not at all. So, one, the testimony is your check. I've said 10 times. I do feel like I am trying to focus more on building my business and sharing this business with other people so that they can make additional income. If you're just sharing the products with people, you're doing it one at a time. Whereas if I share the business with you and then you share it with people, it's growing that much faster, and we're sharing it with that many people that much faster. So the testimony is in your check. He said it's all about hitting gold. You know, first we want to get our 2 people. We want to get Team 250. We want to be builders. But things really start to happen when you go for gold. There was one guy in particular there today that has hit diamond in 3 weeks, and there was a girl that just hit gold last night that's also only been in the business for 3 weeks. So it's pretty exciting, you know, emotionally charged. Sounded like these people were up until the deadline last night, getting people in, but it was really exciting. I have heard this same comment probably 3 times in the last 24 hours, and I feel like it keeps coming to me for a reason. Your income follows your personal development. I heard it on something in the car. I heard it today. I heard it on Making the Shift. And it seems to be what I'm focusing on right now anyway. I listened to the Jim Rohn CD maybe 10 times now, Making the Shift probably 5 or 6. I listened to the 45-second presentation yesterday. Turn your car into a classroom. Someone said somewhere that if you listen, the average person I think drives about 12,000 miles a year, which if you listened to teaching CDs, motivational CDs, any kind of personal development every time you got in the car, it would equate to a semester for 2 college courses, I think, at the end of the year. So I was driving to Charlotte yesterday, 3.5 hours. It's kind of boring. I've done this drive before. I listened to the 45-second presentation, which was about 40 minutes, which I think is funny. It's a 45-second presentation, but it takes 45 minutes. Making the shift is about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and boom, I was here. So good way to use my time. An interesting tip is that 80% of the people that have joined Zija joined it on a 330 package or higher. So I know some of you that are getting some objections. That might sound crazy to you, but facts are the facts, and 80% join at a 330 or higher. And of course, if they do that, they get their business for free. He also said that 80% of the top earners in this company had never done network marketing before. So if you think that you can't do it, you're not a salesperson, if you're getting that as an objection, it's good to know that 80% of the top people in this company have never done it before, ever. People do what people see. Chris actually did a really cute little exercise where he held up his hand and he told us to then put our fingers to our chin. And we all did it to our cheek, because even though his words said do it to your chin, he did it to his cheek, so we all followed the same. So even when you're talking to somebody, if you're shaking your head yes, they're going to be thinking yes at the same time. So lead by example. Whatever you're doing and you're successful at, other people are going to want to do too. Let's see. All right, so this is going to be, and this is the majority of the rest of what I'm talking about. There's this duplicatable system that is peak, pass, and plug. And he actually said to time yourself, because this should last less than 60 seconds. And he gave us, numerous examples of how this happens. So you go up to someone. This could be in your warm market. You could just do this if you're out in public somewhere. It will work universally. But you ask someone, do you keep your income options open? And nod your head while you're saying it. And people are going to say yes. I mean, if someone says no, it's a not right now. I mean, everybody keeps their options open. I don't think that anybody could ever come up to me and ask me if I wanted to make more money or have more time freedom, and I would ever say no. So just ask them, do you want to keep your income options open? Ask people to make a list. Even look on your Facebook at your friends and your family. Who do you know that has complained in the last week? Who has pain? Who needs to lose weight? Who is complaining about their job, whether that's money or time or just their boss in general? You come to find out that list gets really long. And I'll go ahead and admit myself, I have not made a list. I just kind of jumped in and went scattered in 20 different directions. So even today while we're talking, I'm thinking about all the people that I've never contacted. People that are in my phone that I may not have talked to for a while, but they were important enough to make it into my phone. So I need to reach out to those people. Who do you know that is a person of influence? Someone, a doctor, Facebook friend that knows tons and tons and tons of people. Someone that people trust, that if you got them into the business, they would be able to pass it along with many more people because they're a person of influence. The next step is to make contact with this list and attack the list. Random comment that I wrote in here, I actually posted it today. People that use Zija for 90 days and make that 90-day commitment, 9 out of 10 of them continue using Zija long term. So I think that's a pretty powerful comment about how the product works. And he also did make a comment at the end of the day. I thought that we had a 30-day guarantee, but the Direct Selling Association is 12 months. So he said that we are actually a 12-month return. Screen went away. So people can actually return any unused product for up to a year, which again is a pretty powerful statement about what we think about our product and that it works. We'll take it back for a year. The person asking the questions is the person that's in control. And you'll see how when people give objections, using a question back is going to be really, really powerful and helpful. So the peek, pass, and plug. Keep it simple. Create curiosity. You're going to, again, do this in 60 seconds or less. So if you approach someone and you say, do you keep your income options open? And they just flat out tell you no, I'm not interested, they're blowing you off. Then say, you know what? I respect that. Do you mind if I follow up with you in 60 days and share my success with you? They're going to say yeah. Even if it is just to get you out of their hair, they're going to say yes to you. So now you have permission to reach out to them in another 60 days. And they say that it takes 4 times to reach most people. Four touches, whether that's a phone conversation or sending them an email. And they actually said that on average, 50% of enrollments come after the 5th exposure with Zija alone. So I know there are some people that I'm not making it to 4 and 5 times because they're blowing me off. So even if it's just to get you out of their hair, ask them if you could follow up later. You're going to have more success. You may have more weight loss. Your checks might be huge. You might be driving a Benz. It's going to start getting a lot harder to not listen to you and see what it is that you're doing. Constantly be revising your list of who you're staying in touch with because you're going to keep meeting people and their friends and new customers, and you need to constantly be working on your list and updating it. When you're talking to someone, pay them a compliment, a genuine compliment. I really respect you. I respect your opinion. Can you take a look at this and let me know what you think about it? Of course, most people are going to say yes to that. Also let them know, hey, I've got something big. I've got this huge financial opportunity. Would you take a look at it for me? Let me know what you think. If they say, and this is where he starts to tell you everything that you say to them, they have something to say back. He tells you what to say again. So when you say, hey, I've got this great opportunity, this big, huge financial opportunity, would you mind taking a look at it for me? They're going to say, well, what is it? You never have time to answer this question, okay? Because, again, we're trying to do this in 60 seconds. So, if you have a watch on or, just act hurried and say, sorry, I don't really have time right now. Do you have the same phone number? You have the same email address? Obviously, if you know them really well, you don't have to ask that question. And then say, hey, I'm going to send you a link in the next 10 minutes or so. Can you take a look at that? And then ask for a follow-up. If you take a look at that, I'm going to send it to you in 10 minutes. Say it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Say, hey, could I follow up with you later on in the day, maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and get a follow-up time. So now they're going to look at that link because they know that they're getting in touch with you, and then you can follow up with them later. You can also find he used a golf example. I can't come up with one right now. So he's golfing with his friend. His friend complains about pain in his shoulder all the time. So I'll say, hey, Bob, are you still having that pain in your shoulder that you were talking about the other day? Why, yes, I do. Well, I just found out about this great product that helps with shoulder pain. Have a great day. Or, have a great rest of the afternoon or whatever. Find some way to close it so you can start walking away. And they're probably going to chase after you and say, well, hey, what is it? And he even said, dogs don't chase parked cars. So say what you got to say. Start to leave. They'll chase you down. So I like the Chris Estes, Mike Sims video. I think I have it posted on our team page. I posted it on Facebook a lot. I should have looked at this one before I did this video, but he uses massiveresults.com. So when he asks somebody, hey, can I send you this link in a little bit? He'll send massiveresults.com, and that's MASSIVERESULTS, massiveresults.com. Don't use your website. Don't use Drink Life In unless you're going to send them a specific page about something specific that you were talking about. Don't send them to have to search for information. And these videos, again, are going to be short and not take up a lot of their time. You're trying to show them that they could do this business in 10 to 15 hours a week. If you're talking their ear off for an hour, well, now they have to talk to everybody for an hour? Is that what it's going to require? Are they going to have to go to websites that take 20 and 30 minutes to watch? Then they have to follow up with people? It's starting to sound like a whole lot of work. And that's really not what is necessary. So the past is something other than you. The website, information. It's not you talking about Moringa oleifera and all the great things that it does for you and how much money you make and blah, 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 blah. Give them something, pass it along, and leave. If you don't follow up with these folks, they're not going to follow up with you. And yeah, you're going to get people that are going to follow up that are really, really excited. But for the most part, that is true. If you just send somebody with information, they're going to throw it in their car. If you send them an email, they may look at it. Their kids might come in the room in the middle of it. They might not ever get back to it. So you have to follow up with them. They always say that the fortune is in the follow-up. Not always been my strongest thing, follow-up, but it's definitely true. So when you do follow up, it's 5 o'clock. Now you call your friend. Ask them, in the information that you looked at, what was it that you liked? And let them tell you the positives of what you shared that they liked. And that's going to give you information also, so you know kind of how to tailor the rest of what you have to say. Let's say they haven't looked at it. Hey, to be honest with you, I just haven't had a chance. I came home and this and this and this happened, and I just haven't had a chance. All right, well, do you have 3 to 5 minutes now? Depending on what tool you're using, you could ask them to go ahead and watch it right now. You could go over a little bit of information. They also have sizzle calls. And I have to be honest, I have not listened to one of these. A couple people, I know Will Weaver has one. I think Chris Estes has one. You can find them on One Team Worldwide. I believe that's .com. And then teamelite.net. And the sizzle calls are listed there. And there's going to be short little calls. Something that he really talked about big today was finding someone with commonalities. So Will Weaver used to be a teacher and a coach, I think. If you have someone that's a teacher or a coach, plug them into Will Weaver. And then they start, they'll hear his story. If you have someone that's a real estate agent, there's someone in Zija that does real estate. If someone's a doctor, there's someone in Zija that is a doctor. If you don't know who to contact us. If we don't know who to contact, Chris Estes said that he was more than happy. You could send him a text. You could say, female, doctor, single mom. And he'll think of someone in the business that fits those things, give you their number, and then you can plug them into your person. So now they're thinking, oh, wow, so I'm a single mom and a doctor, and so is this person. I'm just like them. Oh, I could do this too. So he was real big on finding the commonalities. And you also have time to do that because you've met your person, you talked to them, you sent them on to do something. So now while they're doing that, you're searching for that person that you know has that commonality with them. Let's see. So after you go over what they liked, ask them, so what is it that is keeping you from starting this business? And have them give you a reason. And they might say nothing. They might say, hey, go ahead and sign me up. So if they say, I'm not sure I have time and it's expensive, say, wow, only those 2 things? They're the only 2 things that are holding you back? Okay, well, we're going to get all your questions answered. How about I follow up with you tomorrow? And then that's going to give you time again to find someone that maybe can answer questions that you can't answer, if you haven't already found someone that has commonalities with them, or if you need to find an additional person, you're going to have time to do that. In the meantime, say, hey, before we get back tomorrow, I want you to go ahead and make a list. Do you know anybody that has any pain? Do you know anybody that, doesn't have enough energy to get through the day? All the things that Zija does. Ask them to make lists of those people. And then they're starting to think, hey, I could really do this. Because if you really sit down, I don't even really know that many people, to be honest. If you sit down and start thinking about the people that complain about these things on a day-to-day basis, you actually get a pretty long list. So they're going to be ready to hammer away at their business right away while you're just kind of working on things in the background. Promote to presentation. So once you get somebody excited, as soon as they sign up, get them to an event, a PBR, an event like I went to today. Calls. There are calls every night of the week. I'll be the first one to say that when I've been in other companies before and they said, hey, we have calls on Tuesday nights. Yeah, I wasn't going to be caught dead on that phone call. I was not interested. That was taking up my time. Even though I signed up, I felt like people were going to be pushing me, rah, rah, rah. I didn't want to hear it. And the funny thing is I'm somebody that gets excited by stuff like today. So I would never get on those calls. And maybe that just wasn't the right opportunity for me because I was actually getting on Zija calls every night before I had ever signed up as a distributor. So we have our normal team calls that I have posted on our team page. But if you go on Team Elite or One Team Worldwide or honestly any other Zija team anywhere, you could jump on their calls. They're all anonymous. People post them on Facebook all the time. You could do phone calls every single night of the week if you wanted. And I have some nights, and just like everybody else, I've got kids, I've worked all day, I'm tired, I might not feel good. I don't want to get on the calls sometimes. But it's always those calls where I find something important. And if you're building a team, this business is not just about you. It is about the team that you're building. So if you have people that are under you, you need to get on those calls. Because if 5 people that are on your team couldn't get on the call or made an excuse, you need to have that information so that you could pass it along to them. So definitely get on calls. Excitement is caught, not taught. So if you're just, bummed out about business all the time, or your life, or you're just negative, you're not getting anybody excited. So talk about your rank advancements. That's why we post on Team Victory every time somebody advances. It's great to get texts and phone calls and emails and Facebook messages. He actually said today that most people do not get recognized after middle school. I love recognition a lot. Growing up, I just don't feel like I ever got that you did a good job, even if I did or went out of my way. And I love being told I did a good job. I love getting that letter in the mail with that little pin for a promotion. That's exciting for me. I love earning trips. I love hearing my name on the call. So chances are, if you like that, other people like that too. So make a big deal when your person gets 2 people, or they make Team 250, or they rank advance, or anything that is exciting or is exciting to your person. Shout it out. Let us all get excited for them. And most people are not excited about life in general. So there's just too many things that happen in a day that get people bummed out. So let's stay excited. So when people give you objections, repeat what they say. What if I show you a way? And I've heard this before. So if someone says, and they will, it's a pyramid scheme, ask them, so what's a pyramid scheme? 9 times out of 10, people cannot answer that question. They're just programmed when they hear network marketing or MLM or direct sales. It's a pyramid scheme. And we all know that corporate America is more the pyramid scheme than anything. So just, turn it around. So say, what is a pyramid scheme? See if they answer. And then say, if I could show you that everything that you just said is not on point, would you take a look? And you're always trying to finish on a question instead of just leaving it open-ended. And if you're doing that, there are yes or no answers, And again, this is not taking a long time for you to have these exchanges. One that, I get often, I know, it's too expensive. Well, why do you think it's expensive? And expensive is relative to everyone. One person might think that $20 is expensive. One person might think $200 is expensive. And it's, hard sometimes to not judge people, even when you're signing people up. Do you sign them up on the bare minimum or a 330 or a 660? You just have to start at the top and let them know what is going to make them the most successful out of the gate and how they can make the most money and get the most product for the most discount. And then if they can't do that, then work with them. But I think that I've made the mistake before, since I've always been in a position where I'm on a super, super tight budget and I'm broke most of the time. I just assume nobody else can afford it either. And that's not right. And knowing what I know now, I wish somebody had tried to get me in on a 1320. I may not have been able to do it, but I could have probably, if I tried really hard, scraped together to get on a 660, and I'd be making more commission right now and for the next 3 months, depending on what package I picked, than what happened. I got in on the bare minimum because that's what was explained to me. And that's really hurting me now. So always set your people up for the most success. And, if you have to make adjustments, then we make adjustments then. So, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. If someone says it's too expensive, why do you think it's expensive? And then they'll tell you. And then you can say, if I can show you a way where this could fit into your current budget, or if I could show you a way where you could earn this for free, would you be interested? And then again, if you have to find commonality with someone that is like them, then you could do that. So there's also going to be a promotion that is supposed to be on the Team Elite site coming up in the next couple days. I can go over that with you individually, but I'm thinking if we're going to use this video forever, I'm not going to go through that right now because it will be outdated. We talked a little bit in the afternoon, and this was pretty extensive today. We went from 10 a.m. until close to 1, and then we went from 1:30 to about 3:45. So I'm actually shocked I'm almost through my notes. I expected this to go a little bit longer, especially as winded as I am. Something that I had struggled with, and I wish I knew this was different from the beginning. When I came into the business, I was going to be building my left leg. And I just kept hearing, pump everything on your left, pump everything on your left. Because my upline was building my right. I did not understand left and right, so I just did what I was told. Build your left. Well, now, thanks to all of you, an awesome team, 3 months in, I'm hitting silver and gold on my left every week. My right, I'm struggling to get Builder 500 or Builder 1000. So I've just started trying to build that right, but now I'm playing catch up. So I put all these people on my left, all these customers on my left. My team started building, and they were putting people on my left. So my right just got ignored for a while. And people started saying, well, Chris Estes had to build both sides. So I wrapped my brain around that, and I was like, all right, he's the number one earner. I'll just start building my right. I felt like I was cheating on my left because that was my team. And he really shed a lot of light today on things that I knew, but I guess I just needed to hear it this way. This is your business. It is your responsibility to build your left and right. No one else's. Not your upline, yours. You have 2 legs to build. Now, you could get lucky and have a distributor fairy who's putting things in for you, which for me would be on my right. My upline might sign someone up and they're on my right, and that helps me out. And then those people might sign someone up and they're on my right, and that will help me out. And that's great. And if you came into the business where you already have one leg, that is, and I know some of you have, and it's wonderful and fantastic that you already have that in place, well, your job's easier. You only have to really focus on your other side. But that could change one day, and you could have to kind of go back to both sides. So each person we can talk about this individually with, but you want to try to be synergistic on both sides at all times. So if you put one person in the left, you put one person in the right, and that person on the left has really taken off, then you're probably going to need to put the next person on the right, even though you would normally be going, if you were balancing out, go left, right, left, right. You want to try to keep them to where you're hitting about the same numbers every week. You don't want to be in the situation where I'm in, where I'm hitting gold. I'm super excited that, hey, 3 months in, my side that I built from the beginning is hitting gold. And somebody else told me, don't get down, because if one side could be built to be gold in 3 months, you could start from scratch and build the other side to be gold in 3 months. And that has kept me positive. So I've pumped in a lot of people there. It's going to take some time, but I just hate for you to have to come up from behind like I did, because we're being told, pump it in. And understand we're all going to make mistakes. We're a new company. If you're recruiting people from the very first day, sponsoring people from the very first day that you come into the business, you don't know anything either. So you're telling people what you know at the time, what someone else told you. So again, in the beginning, winners make adjustments and losers make excuses. I could spend every week complaining about my right, and sometimes I do, because it's frustrating coming up from behind. I could say, I've had a really bad week, I'm going to quit. 2 weeks ago, I had a really bad week. It was my worst Zija week that I've had. I was consistently making about $300 a week. I made $19. I was bummed. At the same time, someone that I had brought into the business promoted above me on that same week. So while I was really, really, truly happy for that person, I'm a little bummed out. I got passed. I made $19. What is going on? I'm having a slow week. The next week, I sponsored 5 people, I believe. Some to lose weight, some to make money, some with serious health issues. All of those people's lives were going to change. And I made $709, which was well above and beyond what I had made any other weeks. So you will have bad weeks. This will be tough. But then you're going to have really great weeks too. So don't give up. Don't be upset if someone gives you some false information. We're all learning. So, just take what you can and work with it. Just focus on 2 people. It has to go in line with what this promotion's going to be, but the focus is always 2. If you can find 2 people to sponsor into the business, then you need to help them get 2 people. And then those people need to help those 2 people get 2 people. And you have different people in different stages, but if you can help someone get 2 people and then you get your 2 people and then help them get 2 people, then they're getting 2 people and they're helping get 2 people. All you're doing is getting 2 people. You only have to find 2 people. And there's all kinds of bonuses that go with 2 people. He gave all these examples for if you're growing that way, how fast your business will grow. So just think of the easy, I need 2 people, and I'm going to get them 2 people. And let that be your main focus right now. But instead of just going and throwing up all over people and giving all kinds of information, I challenge you this week to go up to 2 people and do it this way. It could be people you know. If you don't want to waste it because you don't know how you're going to do, you don't know what kind of response you're going to get, you're probably going to screw it up. My mind's been going all day long, which is also probably why I'm all over the place making this video. And I'm thinking of who I need to talk to and who might be good and who might not be good. So maybe go up to 2 people this week that you don't really care if they join the business or not. 2 strangers, whatever, just to try this. See how it feels. Ask them, do you keep your options open for additional income? Give them the information, everything like I said, just real quick, short, under 60 seconds. That way, if you mess it up and you didn't really care, then you didn't waste it on your big person. I wouldn't go to a doctor that has tons and tons of influence over people until you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with this. So I think that is all I have. Just stay positive, have a good perspective, a winning perspective, think big, even on the weeks that things seem a little bit tough. Make a plan on Sundays or just pick a day during the week that's good for you with whatever your family schedule is. Sunday actually works pretty good for me. Sit down and come up with your goal for that week and then make it happen. Go out and make it happen. If this week is just talking to those 2 people, just talk to those 2 people. But he did say, don't spend all kinds of time learning what is Moringa, learning how to use the back office. If you don't have 2 people, and you're not building a business, and you're not selling any product, none of that matters. So just focus on the basics. I am rambling now, and I recognize that. And if I say one more time, I'm going to go crazy. So I am going to end the video. When I posted this, I asked that you would contact me and let me know what you thought about the video and if you feel like this information is helpful or if it will be awkward for you or if you need one of us to reach out and help you a little bit more. We are here to help you. We did not sponsor you to send you off on your own. We didn't sponsor you hoping that you would never ever contact us. We are here to help you. When Chris Estes, who is making God knows how much money every week, is willing to give you his cell phone number at an event where there's probably 150 people there, you know that this is about your upline servicing you. I know that I can call anybody in my upline at any time and anybody will help me. I could call people that are on other teams that will never make a penny off of me. That will help me. And you just have to kind of wrap your brain around that this is not like other companies. There's no secrets. Everybody is here to help everybody. And I'm definitely here to help all of you. I want all of your businesses to grow. I want you to help as many people. I want everybody to lose weight. I want everybody to be healthy. I don't want anybody to be in, chronic pain anymore. The stories that I get on a daily basis choke me up, make me smile. I had just 6 months ago or more, just before I found this opportunity, felt that, approaching 40 pretty soon, I was never going to find my passion. I've always been jealous of people that don't dread Mondays and love what they do and feel like they have a purpose. I've never felt that even when I've worked for myself in the past. So I finally feel like, I'm doing this for a business, but it's not even the money that's important. The money is a bonus. So, rambling again, but I'm here for you. Let me know what you need. I can't wait to hear how this is working for you. So, bye.